Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Miss TV Total Football and welcome to an absolute madness. These Brazilian clubs in the Club World Cup, they're not jokers, you know. They are absolutely not jokers. You should not be taking them lightly one bit. Botafogo, ladies and gentlemen, Botafogo has done an absolute madness. They've caused a huge upset by beating PSG, who I thought will just romp through this entire competition without any trouble. But Botafogo, this is a huge shock for me. Not for all the Brazilian fans. Are there any Brazilian fans that are watching this? You're probably thinking, do you know what? I'm not shocked. The quality of these Brazilian teams are incredible, man. I've watched Flamengo, right? I watched Flamengo, and we've got Flamengo coming up tonight for Chelsea Football Club. Flamengo's top team. Palmeiras top team. Fluminense, I haven't watched them yet. I need to watch them, but a lot of people are saying they're a top team and they should have beaten Dortmund. And Botafogo, wow, what a performance Botafogo had, ladies and gentlemen, against PSG. We're going to get into the details of it. So many good players to talk about in Botafogo. Two players that are going to Nottingham Forest. Oh my God, Nottingham Forest, eat your hearts out. Like, you guys are going to be well looked after. I kid you not. But this performance, do you know what? I actually watched Botafogo's first game against Seattle Sounders, and I wasn't very impressed. I thought Botafogo, out of all of the Brazilian teams, I thought Botafogo is probably the one that isn't the best out of the lot. But this performance that they, ladies and gentlemen, honestly, they've pretty much given a blueprint as to how to beat PSG if you don't want to go toe-to-toe. Now, Botafogo, they had a strong defense, strong structure, but the key factor, what really got them over the line, was they won duels, man. They just won duels all around the place. They were physical all from the get-go, from minute 1 till the minute 90 plus 7 minutes that happened after. They were relentless. They chased everything. They got into every 50-50s. They were never shy in any duels. They made life so difficult for PSG. And this isn't one of those matches where, PSG just peppered the opposition and they just got lucky at the end. How did the opposition? No. Botafogo had one really good opportunity. Look, they had other opportunities later on in the second half when PSG were throwing everyone up front. They had opportunities, but they really, Botafogo had one proper. I think there was another second one where there was a header, lovely cross from one of the Botafogo players. We're going to go through some of the performances, incredible. And there was a clear header that they missed, but this was one real good opportunity and they took it, and everything else they snuffed out. PSG, if I'm being absolutely honest, besides the first 20 minutes where Kvaratskhelia was looking to threaten, after that, they were locked down. This isn't one of those cases where the one opposition just got battered and got lucky with the win. No. Botafogo absolutely locked things down and they fully deserve this victory. Fully deserve this victory. Incredible. And it's completely thrown everything aside now. We were destined to meet PSG. We got to take care of business. Chelsea got to take care of business against Flamengo first up. There could be an upset there. I hope not, though. But our second round opposition in the second round, basically, straight after the group stage, is still up in the air, whether it's Benfica or Boca Juniors. You never know what Boca Juniors might do against Bayern Munich. I hope it's not Bayern Munich. But we were destined, if everything was in line, we were destined to meet PSG in the quarterfinals. Now that is up in the air because Botafogo has got 2 out of 2. If Botafogo gets a victory or a draw against Atletico Madrid, which I think they can definitely manage, then they go through as the winners of that group, which then makes PSG, if they can come second, I'm sure they'll beat Seattle Sounders. You never know what can happen. Can Seattle Sounders get themselves a draw or some magic? You never know, and knock PSG out. And if Atletico Madrid get a win against Botafogo, then it could really throw that group apart. So, yeah, Chelsea's pathway could look very nice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to go through some of these performances. These were some impeccable performances that took place. Botafogo won, PSG nil. Igor Jesus, I think that's his name. He's going to Nottingham Forest, ladies and gentlemen. So big purchase for Nottingham Forest. as you can see, PSG 75% possession to to 25% of Botafogo. I know it looks like, oh man, they got dominated, but I kid you not, I watched the entire game. It wasn't as if Botafogo got dominated. They just played impeccably well without the ball. You know, sometimes you can actually say dominated without having the ball. That's exactly what Botafogo did. They dominated the match without the ball. Classic Jose Mourinho, if you guys remember the stuff that Jose Mourinho used to do back at Chelsea, Inter Milan, and so on and so forth. Winning games without really having that much of the ball. Incredible, absolutely incredible. Look at that. You can just see it there. 0.78 expected goals from 75% possession, 16 shots with 0.78. That just tells you they did not create anything in the net, like any quality. No quality from PSG, to be honest, with that 75% possession. One big chance created, and they took that, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you this, man. There was so many good performances. First up, Igor Jesus, lovely goal taken. Played really well as a lone striker most of the games. He was just a lone striker, and he did his level best to hold up the play, link up, and really at times it was 1v3 for him at the back. So big up to Igor Jesus, and what a purchase this is going to be for Nottingham Forest. Artur Gomes, what a player. He was relentless, ladies and gentlemen. The entire 90 plus minutes, he was just running. I don't know whether he got substituted off later on. No, he didn't. He didn't get subbed off. Don't think he did. No, he didn't. He was relentless. Oh, no, he did actually. He did get subbed off, but he was impeccable. See this 6.8? Look, this is why you need to watch games. This is why you need to watch. He was just non-stop, man. Amount of work rate he had defensively and offensively. He was an outlet most of the times. So this 6.8 is not doing justice to him. Obviously, the midfielders were fantastic. Freitas, Alan. If you guys remember, ladies and gentlemen, Maurizio Sarri, I was going to say Pochettino. If you guys remember, Sarri's Alan from the Napoli days, he was incredible. I believe 34 or 35-year-old. He was a monster. He was an absolute monster in defense, just closed down everything, and he won so many duels, took care of the PSG midfield. You'd think PSG midfield with Vitinha, and well, Jean Neves and Fabian Ruiz actually was in the bench. They had Zaire Emery and Mayulu. Maybe that's probably why it looked a little bit off. But then again, they did come on. Fabian Ruiz and Neves came on. But even then, Alan looked incredible. Savarino looked amazing. Lovely little assist that he put on for Igor Jesus. But it's their defense as well. If you guys remember, Alex Telles from Man United days, he is now at Botafogo. He had a big game, man. The defensive work that he did, and then whenever he got the chance to move up front. But it's these two defenders that were rock solid, ladies and gentlemen. Barbosa and another Nottingham Forest purchase, Cunha. This guy, Zaire Cunha, I think his name is Zaire Cunha. Incredible. These two were absolute monsters. Vitinha was very good as well. The goalkeeper was very good. Everyone, the organization, the way they defended, it wasn't as if they were completely just stuck to the low block. Now they knew exactly what to do, when to execute certain things. They played low block whenever they had to. They played a mid block whenever they had to. But it wasn't as if they were just utterly just sitting back and now they were counter pressing and trying to win the ball back in those areas and then launch a counter attack from midfield. It was so good to watch. As I said, ladies and gentlemen, I really did not expect Botafogo to have a performance like that, and thoroughly deserved the victory. Look, it's thrown Group B out of proportion, man. 6 points for Botafogo. I actually had them coming third, and now they're leading in the first place. PSG second. Mad stuff can happen. PSG have got Seattle Sounders, who are not good. You fully expect PSG to beat Seattle Sounders, but you never know, man. You never know what Seattle Sounders are like. This competition, it could start throwing up some mad stuff. Atletico Madrid got a game against Botafogo. You expect Botafogo, but then again, you never know what can happen with Atletico Madrid. And Group C, other matches that that took place, ladies and gentlemen. Palmeiras had a victory against Al Ahly. We're gonna talk about that in my other channel, the other side of the coin, where Esteban Willian got another man of the match performance, and Inter Miami, ladies and gentlemen, got a victory against Porto. Looks like Porto, they're gone, finito. Porto out. I thought Al Ahly would go through. Inter Miami is the big shock for me. Lionel Messi, ladies and gentlemen, Messi magic. Incredible free kick. After watching Inter Miami in the first game, I thought, nah, no chance. And really, they shouldn't. That just shows how poor Porto have been. Messi still is a genius in set pieces. He's a genius when it comes to passes. So that's what has put them forward. I didn't get to watch that game. I'm going to watch some highlights out of it. But Botafogo, ladies and gentlemen, wow. Let me know your thoughts, what you guys thought about that. Just quickly, before we let you go, in regards to the brackets, 1D, I just want to quickly show you, because Chelsea's in Group D. There you go. If we come first, then we play 1D plays 2C. So that could be one of these teams, Benfica or Boca Juniors. And then the next one after is the winner between 1B and 2A. And 1B and 2A is Botafogo 1B, and 2A is Palmeiras at the moment. So it could be Botafogo or Palmeiras. Who knows? It's just completely thrown that whole side apart, to be honest. Completely thrown it in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Botafogo. Very, very shocked. A shocking victory against PSG, but they've laid the foundation. Botafogo has showed exactly how to beat PSG and what you got to do. You have to be strong. You have to win your duels. You've got to be physical with them. And then you got to take them on a counter-attack if you can. If you want to go toe-to-toe, then you better be very, very good on the ball. But Botafogo, look, they're technical. They're technically gifted as well. Don't just think they're just some brute physical team. These Brazilian teams are so physical, man. Really physical. Some of these Brazilian players, honestly, it shouldn't be a problem to come to Premier League if they are looking to come to the Premier League. You know, when we talk about Esteban Willian for Chelsea Football Club, for example, it should not be that difficult. He would have faced all of this physicality already. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about Botafogo. Very impressive win. Incredible. Big up to Brazil. Big up to the Brazilian League, and big up to all the Botafogo fans out there. Congratulations. Honestly, that was a stupendous victory. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya. Bye.